Hi.
Good morning. How are you? Let me see if I can.
Awesome. All right, let's get going. Normally we go into good news and all that kind of stuff, but today we just go straight into class. So here's what we've been doing, Trevor, just to catch you up. We spent this entire week going through videos. So on Tuesday, we went through what our goals are. So agent attraction, building your business, connecting it with the community, getting to, first-time home buyers or whatever it is that is kind of your goal, and then what you want to see out of it. Like, I want 48 people in my classes at any given time, the Success Magazine classes, and then I want 101 in my downline. So those are my two goals. So kind of the reason why, and then the specific goal. And then the following day we went through, oh gosh, I know we went through different kinds of formats, like interviewing, Q&A, instructional, funny, all that kind of stuff. Yesterday, we went through which media platforms we're going to use. And so we kind of nailed that down. Today,
what did you choose on that?
Huh?
What did you choose on the media formats?
Go around, y'all. What y'all choose for media formats? Which ones you guys want to use?
We said YouTube, and one idea is when you make the YouTube, then cut and paste and use that for the shorter things like Facebook Reels, Instagram, TikTok, and then have something to give away. So use all that content and make like a newsletter or something. So from one YouTube thing, you can cut and paste and make many things.
So
and I use LinkedIn as well. So I'm adding LinkedIn.
Nice. So for me personally, I'm YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and I'll pull the YouTube off to build a podcast. So that'll be coming down the line also. That's me personally. And cool. Trevor the Awesome, can you, the reason why I talked to Trevor last night, I'm like, I want you here. Tell him what you used to do.
Well, video is my background. I used to fly around the world filming trade shows for IBM. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
It was very hard at age 24 to let go of that job. But as the dot bomb happened, so did my job.
Yep.
But yeah, I used to actually go and film everything, edit them down into little bite-sized nuggets, because back then we didn't have that much bandwidth on the internet. So I had a low res and a high res, and you wouldn't even believe what the high res is today. But the really cool thing, guys, is you can do everything on your phone now. Everything. There's a great, really wacky Asian guy out there, Ang Lee. I can find out for everybody. He teaches the coolest. So there's on my phone. I've got it on my desktop too, though. There's a software called CapCut.
What's it called?
CapCut. CAPCUT.
Okay.
It's pretty popular around bloggers or vloggers. And
are you Mac or PC?
I am Mac.
Okay, and it's so CapCut, would you recommend getting that even with Max video stuff that they will do, which I don't know anything?
Well, just because CapCut you can do on your phone, right?
Hmm,
If you want to
It
go the
does-
desktop route, I mean, we can go all the way to Final Cut Pro. I mean, here's the thing. So I still have y'all need to help me sell this, my $1 million listing. And I did a virtual walkthrough for it. And I go in there and I'm starting everything, as professional, because I used to, what I used to do, right? And I'm literally painting out all the little tripod things in every single node.
ooh,
And it was like, why am I doing this? Nobody's going to care. Client doesn't care. The people don't care. And so here's what I would say about the videos is, know your audience, know your purpose, and just strip it down. Don't get too complicated with it.
because it just needs to be real now. Nobody needs
Needs to
all
be
polished.
real. And I've got I have this side business thing I do with Ted McGrath, and Ted's whole thing is just speaking from the heart. Like, he speaks from his story, his life story. And that's what he does. And he will sit there with his phone in a parking lot with cars driving by and everything else. But you're so engaged in his videos because he's so authentic. And you're just wrapped up in his message.
Out of curiosity, are there techniques or things that you can do to really show your authenticity, or or on the reverse side of the things that you should never do? Because and the reason why I ask is because I keep on hearing be authentic, don't put on a false face, don't put on a false voice, don't do that.
Well, okay, so like in film school, we talk about how the best stories are stories that are true. Like they're stories that come from your heart, your experience, right? And
Mhm.
you can always tell, like, I mean, there's watching Star Wars, which is fun, but then there's watching like a documentary on the guy that bit his hand off, after 30 days and lived. I mean, which one is more captivating, right? The
Mhm.
true story. Star Wars is fun, but losing your arm by yourself. So anyways, it's like, talk about things are we
Do you
talking like
recommend
doing,
like just bullet points, like talking points versus writing out the whole script?
well, did y'all discuss like what you're gonna do? Are you gonna do like coffee shops in the area or certain parks in the area? Like,
We did talk a little bit about that. Today was going to be topics, and
oh, great,
because
perfect.
yep. So
Okay.
we did talk about spaces and places and all those kinds of things. I have, okay, hang on one second. I have one more thing and then let's dig into that. I was talking with my other friend and the other videographer that I told you guys that I met with the other day. And he talked about creating your creative spaces. And he said, once you have a creative space, Craig, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you have a space that you go to think, you don't want to muck it up with being on your phone and doing other stuff. You want to leave it a thinking space, because what happens, like for instance, when we go into the shower, and if you are the type of person that thinks in the shower, which is not me, by the way, but if you're that type of person, what happens is your brain, because there's no other interruption, starts to connect shower with thinking time, and the synapses in there connect, and that builds a habit. So when you do find, it's why a lot of times in our offices, if you have an office for a long time, in the beginning, you're pretty productive because it's new, and then eventually it sort of wears down and you're not as productive anymore. And if you get out into a new space, sometimes you're a lot more creative and productive. So he said, be aware of that. It's actually the physiology of what's going on in your brain to create your creative spaces. And he was talking about, he's got a river behind his house. It's somewhere where it's snowy and cold as hell. And he goes down to the river and he just thinks. And he goes, I purposely don't have my phone. I don't do business. I don't do anything else. It's him and a cigar and thinking. And that's his thinking space. And I know you have that too.
Yep.
So Craig,
Hey, Trevor, how's it going, man?
that's good, buddy. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing
Good to
good.
see you this morning.
Same here.
All right. So let's dig in to topics. So let's go. What do you guys got? What are you guys thinking? And this is just a pure mastermind, just throw stuff out. I will throw stuff up in the chat and toss it in there so that later on we can get the list back out to people. But what do you guys got? Poised and ready to type.
I'll start with parks.
Okay.
So like I'm an avid hiker and mountain biker. So it's super easy to go by any park that has like the little name plate thingy, right? And just film it right there in the background. It's just like, hey, this is Trevor White. I'm over here at the McKinney Park. They just added some new mountain bike trails. We're all really excited about it. Come check it out. Boom, done. Then I go to the trails. Here's the trails. Check it out. Boom, done.
The same thing with neighborhoods when they have the big thing that has the neighborhood,
Correct.
whatever that's called in the beginning, when you walk into a neighborhood and it has the title of the
Is this
neighborhood.
a sign?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So we talked about that, Gina, in that Krems class. Remember that I had you come to that time, and
Yeah.
he did the whole thing on the neighborhoods and everything. But you know what? Nobody did it.
Really?
Nobody in that particular group had a connection to neighborhoods.
That's interesting. So neighborhoods are good if you want to take over. I'm going to move the chat over to here. Neighborhoods are good if you want to take over a neighborhood, which is super easy to do. And if you guys want, I have a whole article that I wrote, God knows for what and when, but I have it, and on how to take over a neighborhood that has all the stuff to go do. But this would be one of them. I'm going to use, for me personally, I'm going to use stories of fear, identity, worth, and not lead generating or a down market. So that's what I'm going after, because I'm really going after the agent attraction. And then that class, Trevor, that you were in, I'm going after building that. That's the first purpose, is to go build that class up and get the audience for that class.
Awesome.
Yeah, so those neighborhoods, they can be like the track builders as well, new construction. Yeah, okay. So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking more on that lines, and also doing something with the on-site agent as well.
I love that. Craig, you also have Hoodle.
Yeah, I haven't used it.
Okay, so that might roll in really well with that, with being able to showcase that also. And if you wanted to, you could have the video there, and then you could also go back and do like a Loom video or something like that, where it's on your computer, but it can put your face down on the bottom, and you could add in some sections of that. So you could show what you've built on the sites.
And you said that's Loom?
Loom. Yep, it's super easy. I think I'm 99% sure it's free.
Yeah.
And it's
There's
really
also BombBomb, and we get a discount through KB Core, but you don't have to. You can attach it. You don't have to be in KB Core to use it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I've done like a screen share. Like I've recorded a video, and I've had my little person, my little head, and you move your head to where like you can point. The Loom is a good one, and if that one's free, I'd go with that one. And then BombBomb is like $20 a month.
Okay.
when I built all the instructional videos, when I hired my VA, and when I built all those, I built all of them on Loom, because it was just super easy. So she could see me clicking around on the stuff of how you do stuff. And I just broke everything down step by step, but you could use it for anything. And that might be good, because you could showcase the site that you built with the video to use it as a marketing thing, or to get to the next site. Hey, look, here's what we do. And here's a little video on it. What else? As I like the story thing, what else on personal stories? The one that comes to mind for me personally is I almost left the industry after 2 years in. No, 1 year. After 1 year in, I almost left the industry. And I actually interviewed at Starbucks, all of them in Seattle. So like there's 20 million, and did not get hired at Starbucks, got hired as a site agent. And then Starbucks called me the following day, and I was like, oh, too late. And that's why I stayed in real estate. And then, so just, I mean, that's how I began, and then where I went from there. And, okay, hang on, Starbucks.
What would you like? So if I wanted to do like some real estate education ones or some profiles of that, but also wanted to spice in some different, one of my ideas is Nashville through the restaurant,
Right.
because the diversity. Like when planning it out, how would I, what, like the sequence of videos?
Do sequences even work?
Yeah, like an education one, a restaurant one, an educational one, a restaurant one.
Oh,
Or-
what's the mix?
Mhm.
Are you how often are you planning on doing it, Bree? Is it gonna be, you're gonna do it every day, right?
I'm gonna just like thank them, but like, how often should I release it?
Because I was
What?
gonna say you can alternate.
What if
Yeah,
you
like-
had Food Friday or something, but you know, much clever name.
Oh.
for that. What if you had
Yeah.
something like that?
Oh, that's good. Okay, I like that.
Monday munchies, yeah.
Yeah.
Monday munchies,
Tips
Friday fun
Tuesday.
day.
Real estate tips Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I like it.
I don't know. I'm like just like all over the place. So I think I'm gonna do it, do the 30-day challenge. And I think within that I'll find what it is that I really like doing and comfortable with the most. And then, mix it up going forward as well.
I like that. I think I'll probably be finding my voice too as I'm going through it. I do like the real stories though, because there's a book out there called Storyworthy. I love this book and it tells you exactly how to craft a story in a really short period of time. And it's just the process of crafting a story. And it's really, and when you listen to him and his stories, they're fascinating. And it's just crazy stuff like getting hit by a car and then being in the hospital and what that was like and not thinking he had any friends and then waking up out of surgery and having the room filled with people and just they're really heartwarming and sweet and it's just really good storytelling.
Can you put that book in the chat or email it?
Hey, I found my little thing I got on 101 real estate video ideas if y'all are interested.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's I'm sure it came from somebody trying to sell something. So just like take it with a grain of salt. The first 10 pages are raw something or another. But then yeah, it's cool. It's got stuff like, residential versus commercial, how to buy your first investment property, how to get your offer accepted. I mean, just cool little things that. And that's a good one, Gina, the whole process of buying a house. I mean, you could do one video on that and break that down into, gosh, how many different segments do you think?
A lot.
Easily a dozen to 20,
At
easily.
least. Okay, so how do I attach this PDF in our chat? Oh, here it is.
I don't know if you can attach a PDF.
In the chat box.
but You can try. I don't know if it'll grab it, but you can try. I know that copy and pasting obviously will dump it in. Why shouldn't I boat?
Can he send it to you in an email and you send it to
I think
us?
it's going through in the
Yep.
chat right now, actually.
Oh, there it is.
Hey, you rock. You can do it. You're
There we go.
awesome. Downloading. Thank you.
You're welcome, kids.
All right. That's
If that doesn't get you going, I don't know what to do. So there we go. 101 ideas, CapCut for editing. Your camera's already built in. Don't even worry about your microphone or audio as long as it's not windy.
Right.
And just make sure it's bright enough. There you go. Oh, I did want to say one thing about video. A lot of people think, oh, I gotta look pretty or I gotta look whatever and this and that. It's not true. One of the best guys out there is named the Tinkering Turtle. And he just what he sounds like. He's an old dad bod dude, grandpa. Anyhow, he got his thing on tweaking Hemingway electric bikes. bikes, right? And so he became really well known in all these different groups on Facebook. And Hemingway actually gave him a bike, a $1,800 bike, because he was so well known, and he taught everybody how to put stemmerizers on or adjust things, and everything like that. But anyhow, if you go to YouTube and look up Tinkering Turtle, it's just that he's informative and he talks very, Reader's Digest like, and he's just very warm. He's just a very, comes across in a great way. But there's nothing. I mean, he's bald like me. He's got a little bit big belly. So you do not have to be beautiful to be on video. That's a big myth. You just have to be engaging. That's all.
So if it is windy, Trevor, do you have a suggestion?
You can put some books or something around your camera.
Okay,
Block that. If you can get some of that. What are those things we used to write on the poster board? Get a few of the poster boards that have the foam on it. Okay. And then you
And
can
make
take
a
that, you
box.
can put that in. Yep.
Okay.
So now I have a mic system, and you can get wireless mics, and there's some that are pretty cheap as well. So if this is something you decide you want to do, just reach out to me and I can help you with that.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
But for
Thank
the
you.
most part, your phone will do just fine. I did, by the way, if you want to do an interview style video, there's this really cool, I think it's iPhone only, app called Double Take. And Double Take comes from a company called Filmic Pro that's really good. But anyhow, Double Take will let you shoot with any two lenses. One of the three, one of the two, one of the one on the back, and on the one on the front. So, the
Wow.
front camera on an iPhone 10 or 11 or up is like 1080. So you're great for web video. But what it'll do, so you can set that up on a table, have your person. So like, let's say you're doing a new construction interview with a person, have them back here, you're here, have your camera here, and then just shoot both at the same time, and it'll time code perfectly for both of them. Let me line myself up. So you just drop it in, CapCut, whatever you want to use, and
Does it split screen the actual video or does it go back and forth out of curiosity?
well, so it does a couple things. One is it'll actually shoot two full videos, two full 1080s of from both lenses, right? And then one is, so you can have one that's full screen you and full screen them, or you can have the side by side.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yep. So yeah,
That's very cool.
That's called Double Take, and it's
All
free.
right. All right.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else got ideas or things that they want to throw out there on what to produce on, or what topics to do? Going once, going twice. Okay. All right. Anyone have any last minute jitters, fear, or trepidation?
Oh yeah, I can't do this right now. That's why I'm listening. But Why do you
say that?
Because I got too much crap on my plate that's more important, and I haven't completed that.
Fair enough.
So until I get some of that crap out of the way, I'm trying not to jump into too many other shiny things, whether they're shiny, scary things or whatever. But I will, because I'm also trying to incorporate some hiking, I will take that up. I kind of did a little bit of that at different times, but so I will go with that, and just not every 30 days or whatever. I mean, every day for 30 days. I'll just try to incorporate that in.
So it makes me personally nervous. It thrills me, it scares me, it terrifies me, it excites me. It does all those things. And so I kind of walked through, either I can deal with the crap in my head and try and talk myself down from whatever edge of whatever crazy roller coaster I'm going to get on, and spend the time, energy, and effort to do that. And then I still got to get on the damn roller coaster, or I can just get on the flipping roller coaster. So I made up my mind already. I'm just going to get on the flipping roller coaster. And I really like that, because when we do things, well, I'll tell you a story. My mother-in-law is the most timid person you've ever met in your entire life. She's very, very sweet and very kind, but she's extraordinarily fear-based and timid. And then she decided that she was going to leave her husband of 50 some years. And so she did. She packed up and she did the research. She took like a year and a half to do the research on everything. And she started packing up, got a storage unit, set up an apartment, did everything. And she moved out after 50 some years of marriage. And I told my husband, I said, you watch, she's going to start doing some crazy stuff. And he's like, what makes you say that? And it wasn't because that she was going to go through a divorce. It was because she had done something that terrified her. And when you do something that terrifies you, and then you're successful at it, or even if you do fall on your face, it encourages you to go, well, the next thing, and I'm going to go do the next thing, because the roller coaster, when you're on it, feels amazing. It's terrifying before you get on it. And maybe it's terrifying that first little thing that takes off, or maybe a couple of times if you upside down freaks you out or whatever. But when you get off the roller coaster, the first thing you want to do is go get back on the roller coaster. That's just what it does. So I have made up my brain that I don't really care what the feelings are. And I guess if I really was being very intelligent about this, I would say to run to it specifically because I know it makes me feel that way, and run to it even more. So I'm walking towards it. I should be running towards it, but I encourage you also to run towards it, because when you do little things like this, when you get on the roller coaster, you don't know what's going to happen next with the roller coaster. You just don't know, because it encourages you to take on the next roller coaster and the next roller coaster. Thanks for everything that's popping up there, Trevor. So I encourage you, regardless of your feelings or your fear or your trepidation or terror or whatever it is you want to call it excitement, and call it a good thing, and at least shuffle towards the damn thing. You're not gonna run. All right, we launch on Monday, and I'm not going to be, we won't be here on Monday. So Tuesday, I want to hear stories of what we did. I want to hear, I did this, I did that, and then we're going to go from there. And I learned this, and I botched that, and I succeeded hecka at this, and we're just going to do it.